Okay, imagine that you're really hungry and you're watching your friend bake you a cake. Okay, can you imagine that for me? Thank you. Okay, so you watch them add the flour, the sugar, the eggs, whatever else goes into a cake, and you're like, gee, this cake is looking pretty damn good. Then they dump in a bag of live termites, shit in the batter, bake it for 7 months, and then sell it to you for $40. That's what this game is like. I feel like the entire time I've been waiting for this game has been like a direct insult to my intelligence or something like that. This shit is ridiculous. Alright, let's just get right into it. I'm done. So, Sun and Moon would like you to believe that it's a story-based game, and that's why I'm going to make the story section the shortest one in the video. Alright, so you move to Alola, meet some guy, foreshadowing, Nebby, yada yada yada, rite of passage, blah blah, characters and stuff. You get some hints as to what's going on behind the scenes, meet a few mysterious characters, have some battles, standard stuff, you know? But it sort of falls flat because the evil team just fucking sucks. Like, come on, dude, are you serious? Wait, no, not those guys. No, not those guys at all. Team Skull is easily the best fucking thing about this game. They're hilarious and I love them. No, I'm talking about these assholes. Yeah, Team Either, who were so bad that literally everyone saw the twist that they were actually evil before the game even came out. How am I even supposed to get invested in the good guys were actually the bad guys plot twist if I only meet the good guys twice? Like, this dude right here, he doesn't play any part in the story at all. You can take him out of the game entirely and it would be exactly the same. Sun and Moon does a good job of making its characters feel memorable and likable, but this dude's almost at the Team Flare Scientist level in terms of memorability and plot importance. Like, come on guys, no one even remember these guys' names. They didn't do anything. Alright, so let's get into what Team Either actually does in the story. So this one right here is kind of a hoarder, but it's not like any of us are any better. Like, come on guys. And wants to steal Nebby, who has the ability to open the wormhole from Donnie Darko to catch the Ultra Beasts, weird creatures from another dimension. Some examples of these guys include Jellyfish, Bayonetta / Heracross, Kamaida, and the plane engine from Donnie Darko. But then it turns out the other two characters who you keep running into are her kids, another thing that literally everyone saw coming. They could not have made that any more obvious. After that, the story just kind of stops happening for a bit while you go have fun on Pony Island, which was easily the worst part about this game. But then Nebby is actually the title legendary. Alright. Cool. So you use Nebby to go to Jellyfish Jam World where you fight Hyper Final Boss Luzamine and her 6 totem Pokemon, who still go down in like 2 hits max because this game is made for 5-year-olds now. That's it for the story, at least until the post-game. Then you go to the Elite Four, filled with kahunas or trial captains, all familiar faces who are nice to see, and it makes that last stretch feel really who the fuck is this? Yeah, good idea guys, let's make a game centered around characters and the connections you make, and then throw in this bitch with no connection to the story at the very end. And then the game ends and you get another shitty looker side quest where you catch all the Ultra Beasts. Wait, isn't that what Luzamine was trying to do in the first place? Does that mean none of us are better than she is? There's some new Pokemon. Alright, not very many, but oh well. There's some pretty good ones here actually. I think my favorites are Mimikyu and Celesteela. Design-wise, they're all very appealing for the most part. You got your game exclusives, useless form Pokemon. Oh wait, that one's actually good? Oh shit. And there's a bunch of legends if you count the Ultra Beasts. You also got the Nebby line, Necrozma, who I haven't even found the motivation to catch yet. And then these guys. Man, these guys are fucking stupid. Who decided that some of the most OP Pokemon in the game had to look like Polly Pockets? Oh well. Ooh, but now you also got the new Alolan forms. These are regional variants of existing Pokemon, and they make sense and are actually pretty cool. Or at least they would be if they weren't Kanto only. Like, what's up with that? I guess since it's the 20th anniversary and everything, it's gotta be all about Gen 1. They had like a huge opportunity to make some really cool ones there, but no, it's gotta be Gen 1. Now that I think about it, most of them are pretty bad, but I don't have any idea what the fuck I'm gonna do about these guys when the time comes. Also, can I mention that literally every Alola Pokemon other than like 5 of them are below 100 speed, and more than a few get slower once they evolve? Pokemon Sun and Moon, more like Pokemon spend 10 minutes trying to run away from a Pokemon who's 10 levels under you because you have base 50 speed. So for new features, Sun and Moon are actually pretty different from every other gen. For instance, instead of the normal gym system, Alola has these island trials because Alola is different or something, where you do some specified tasks, then fight one Pokemon who can summon other Pokemon, and they also got like 1 stat boost. Like, excuse me, but how's that supposed to replace gyms? Like, at all. Instead of proving your sheer fighting skill and power to progress, you gotta take pictures and shit. Like, yeah, remember when you had to actually beat gym leaders? Yeah, great, instead of an actual challenge, now you just have to walk around and then fight 3 or 4 Pokemon. Because, once again, this game is made for 5-year-olds now. I think the only trial I had a little trouble with was the Lurantis one. That one was okay. The trials are either really good or really bad. Like, the Ghost one was good, Kiawe's trial was kind of funny, but other than that, things just... no. Also, instead of earning badges, you get Z crystals, which lets you use Z moves. Those are like 180 base power moves that can only be used once a battle. But for some reason, you only get half of the Z crystals from beating trials. The rest are just scattered around. Like, it's just, as a kahuna, I recognize your strength. As a rite of passage and as a symbol of the bond between trainer and Pokemon, I grant you this Fightium Z. Now go one-shot everything, moron. But then you just find a different one out in the middle of the desert. It kind of kills the charm. Alright, for this next part, let me just start off by saying that I have a brain. At least I hope so. I'm not 10 years old. I don't need to know every type matchup on the bottom screen. Everyone who's played the game more than once or purchased a Prima guide that's full of typos knows what's good against what. We have the fucking internet too. I also don't need to know when someone wants to battle me from like 17 miles away. Come on guys, trainers lock eyes, battle we know. You don't have to put like 3 different obvious indicators of this guy wants to die to your Z move plastered everywhere. Okay, let's see what else there is. Oh, yeah, SOS battles. I guess Game Freak saw them as a way to combine Friend Safari, Horde battles, and Dex Nav all in one. Doesn't really work. I don't understand what was wrong with the Friend Safari or Horde battle thing in the first place. I didn't see any reason to remove them, and now we have this? Honestly, this is pretty terrible for EV training. I've had to redo the Slowpoke set 3 times now because I can't keep track of my math. Like, yeah, remember when you could actually see your EVs? Remember when everything was in terms of 50 instead of 36 or 18? Yeah, good job. Also, you're supposed to be able to get, like, hidden ability Pokemon or high IV Pokemon for breeding and stuff. My experiences with that haven't really been that great. Like, yeah, have fun chaining Clefairs getting slept and confused for 2 hours just to get one with the wrong nature. 3 times. A bunch of features just feel like they were slapped in just to be advertised. Like Pokemon Snap 2, which is one of the most barren and useless things about this game, and that's really saying something. I don't know what the fuck you get when you get 1 million likes, but I'm not gonna spend the next 20 years of my life playing the game to find out. Probably just lets you zoom in really far. Then there's the Battle Royale. Actually, more like get targeted by every Pokemon and watch the Torterra with the spread move get 4 kills. Literally no one asked for this mode. Like, yeah dude, include the little kids having fun with it in the commercials to help sell the game. Fucking dumbasses. Pokepelago is only good for getting berries. The hot springs training thing and usually the mines are completely useless. Actually, they should have just named it to the berry fields from XY but not stupid and also occasionally getting beans and feeling guilty over the 9 Pokemon that visit. Man, I'm gonna have a box of these guys before I know it. Ooh, Pokemon Ride is okay because now I don't have to carry a fly user anymore, but half of these guys are only pulled out a few times. Plus, I'm really pissed about how they thought replacing the bike with Tauros was a good idea. Yeah, have fun holding down B for eternity. You could have just put both in, but nope, gotta milk those new features, dude. Have fun sending your 3DS to get a circle pad fixed because you've been breeding Pokemon for just 30 minutes. Alright, now that we've gone over that, let's see what there is in terms of returning features. I'm still trying to find them. Who thought this shit would be a good idea? I know Game Freak is notorious for checking out good ideas they had, but this is fucking incredible, honestly. It's like I'm gonna be 80 years old playing Pokemon Gen 67 Fuck You Edition, where there aren't even any other trainers or gyms or anything because they got removed 15 years ago. But Looker's still gonna be there, because everyone except Looker and Cynthia died after Gen 5 when everyone forgot about Sinnoh, so they've just gotta milk those guys for what they're worth. Oh, also they bring back that one person who was from that one spin-off game that gave birth to Lando T. Yeah, good job guys. Yeah, we don't need any returning features, we just need a source for shitty Rule 34 who only had one sprite in the first place. Good job, great work. It's literally like for Sun and Moon, Game Freak just sat together in a boardroom and was like, alright guys, so we gotta get these new features for our new Pokemon game. Here's a list of things from previous games that fans said they liked. And there's just a whole fucking list of other stuff that would have been an amazing addition to this shit heap, but then...
No, I think this is quite a bit to take in, you know? Let's just leave this shit aside for a bit and try to secure an E rating first and leave it at that.
But sir, if we leave the game like that, it'll just feel barren and unpolished.
No man, look, it's a fucking Pokemon game. It's gonna print money whether it's good or not. Meeting adjourned.
And then it did. Sort of felt like that for a while, but for every gen, that list has just gotten larger and larger. No one complained about Gen 5 not having the underground, and I'm pretty sure everyone was okay with the Dream World gone. But now you're just completely gonna remove shit like the national decks, the bike, balanced gameplay, and I know that really no one agrees with me here and no one even used it, but 3D? You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's a game on the 3DS! I know no one liked looking at 30 FPS battles, but seriously? Why even make a 3D Pokemon game with 3D sprites and 3D trainers that look like shit if you aren't gonna make it 3D in the first place? Actually, that brings me to... So let me start off this section by saying that this is a Pokemon game made after 2012, so the bar is already pretty low. Literally no work was done to the Pokemon models, and they're still the same as they were in Gen 6 as far as I can tell. So you still have shit like Upright Purloin, Weird Wiggly Electros, and whatever the fuck this is that's gonna bother me till the day I die. At least stuff was done to the character models and grid layout stuff. Those are actually big pluses. Also, Alola actually looks pretty good. A good portion of the locations and routes are pretty forgettable, but oh well, a step up from XY is pretty good. Now the music. Let me start off by saying that I was super hungry for good Pokemon music after Gen 6. Like, you know, they just don't make bangers like they used to anymore. Like, I wanted a real good one, like... Aw, yeah, that's a good one! Here we go! Let me tell you, if I had any resemblance of an ass, it would never stop clapping to that. But in Gen 6, you just got... It's like, instead of using the DS midis, which were actually pretty good, they recorded some half-asleep live orchestra from 60 feet away on an Apple earbud. So, where on the scale does Sun and Moon's music stand up? I don't know. About right here, maybe. It's pretty good sometimes. It's like they replaced the earbud mic with an actual microphone, moved it closer to the orchestra, and then added drums and shit. Overall, it sounds pretty good. There are a few pretty good tracks in there. So, if the design is alright and the music is great, why even include a section about design and music in a video game review where you're only gonna rag about how bad the game is, Stel? I don't know. No reason. I guess I just wanted to complain about how bad Gen 6 was. I really like complaining. Alright folks, so this next section will not be for the faint of heart. I have done my best to avoid mixing this part of the game in with any of the rest of my review, but here it is. Proceed with caution, because now I will explain... Oh, Jesus, I cannot explain this fuckfest. I cannot explain the competitive aspect of Gen 7 without breaking down into tears. Who looked at this? Who looked at this and thought that this was a good idea? Who looked at the Gen 6 meta, the fucking shithole that was VGC 2016, and said, hey, let's make this 1,000,000 times worse? Making it a Alolan Dex only for VGC was bad enough, but why? Why would you do any of this? Why would you look at the teams that won World and say, gee, it's a shame that we only have 12 Pokemon that are actually useful in VGC. Let's bump that number down to 7. Like, yeah, good job, dude. Can't wait to spend $400 on a flight to California, only to get swept by 8 different Tapu Kokos or Marowaks. Speaking of, why would you just purposely make Pokemon that are infuriating to fight against? Pat yourself on the back, Game Freak. Good job. You nerfed the shit out of a Pokemon that no one even wanted to use anymore. Let's take 1 step forward and 5 billion steps back. What is this? What the fuck even is this? I should not have to carry a mandatory Tapu Koko on my team just to deal with one specific Pokemon. Why would you make every part of making a competitive team either incredibly easy or incredibly hard? AFK egg route? Nope, don't have that one anymore. Have fun breaking your circle pad in the bullpen for a year, kids. Aw, Destiny Knots? I never heard of those. Have fun running around for days straight with your party full of pickup Pokemon. Have fun chaining for 2 hours in an SOS chain only for Synchronized to fail. Fuck you! Oh, leveling up your Pokemon? Oh, we don't got Blissey bases anymore. Have fun spending the next 4 years in the Elite Four. This game is so fucking bullshit. It's like I was asking to be PK Hex. Oh, wait, that's right! The entire game was PK Hex, dude! Whoa! When I went to Houston Regionals in October 2015, I saw like 3 different people selling hacked 5IV Lando tees and putting them on Craigslist and shit. It's gonna get even worse in 2017. Just dudes standing outside Nationals selling a cart full of hacked Tapu Leles for $5 a piece. Those guys are gonna be fucking rich. Finally, why would anyone
Why would anyone on the dev team even remotely think that Z-moves were a competitive replacement for Megas? Z-moves don't make the game more fun. They don't make the game more strategic, usually. I don't get enjoyment from sending one Pokemon per game to hell. All Z-moves do is bump the max number of moves a Pokemon can have in their moveset from 4 to 3, cause now Protect is mandatory. It's literally like they made this game as shitty as possible. I cannot believe anyone would even think of doing this. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I think I'm done with being bitter. Pokemon Sun and Moon definitely broke my expectations. Rather than being focused merely on catching them all or beating the Elite Four, Sun and Moon tries to be a game focused around story and characters, and it does a damn good job. Some of the features aren't very fun or useful, but everything else is pretty much in place. The environments feel new, different, and refreshing, and the music is going to be something I listen to when I'm an old man and think back to when I had a good time with my boys. And you know what? After dealing with Gen 6 for a whole 3 years, I was more than excited playing through this game, and I think I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. Is what I would say if there was a fucking post-game. Good job, guys! Take the one thing that Pokemon games were lacking more than anything, and make it even worse! You know what? This video is just a waste of my time at this point. Fuck this!